Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahawah, by Sham, Yahawashi, by Sham Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. True well and teach well, and sincerity taught us his truth. Shalom to the Lord's hopeful elect. 144,000 men, as well as 1/3 men, women, and children, maintaining themselves, keeping the laws, commandments, and statutes to the best of their ability. Back with hopefully another edifying lesson through the spirit, power, and strength of Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi, by Hashem, Kakadash. Those are the true names of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yahawah equals He is, He exists. Yahawashi equals He saves, He delivers. And with Kakadash equals a spirit that's holy, a spirit that's set apart. This one will be entitled A World at War. Okay? And you got a lot of factors that's been, of course, building up to this. With, for one, being just how the Edomites have been lying and manipulating everything. Okay? With going back to 2020, furthermore, going back, you can go all the way back to, just everything they do. ever since they became a nation, why is Iran mad? That's a real question to ask yourself. Why are they mad? Why do they feel this way towards America? Why are they screaming DTA towards America? Their whole nation, millions of people. Iran is a country of 92 million people, and a majority of them feel that way towards America. Okay, so is it for no reason? Is it justified? It's justified, right? Now, when you look at what's going on in the so-called Middle East, you got the Gulf Coalition, which is Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, those nations, Saudi Arabia, right? All these Middle Eastern nations, and America has bases in all of those nations. Okay, so they're all joined together, but Iran is not in that. Now, Iran is offering, saying that, hey, you want to go through the Strait of Hormuz, well, kick these Americans out of your nations, okay? Right? And I'll let you travel through the Strait of Hormuz. But you want to rock with Esau, the devil? Then nah, we're against you, right? And you see that this happening, because the world knows, let's get a precept. All right, before we even go into it, it's Jeremiah 49:10. Let's start at 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith Yahawah of hosts, is wisdom no more in Tamar? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? You seeing this devil get exposed, and he's caught with his pants down. He's caught out in the open. You're seeing him for what he truly is. He's no longer looking wise. He's no longer, his manipulation tactics, they're not prospering anymore. Okay, so it's like, is his wisdom gone? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. So, lining that up with Deuteronomy 30:7, these curses are being brought upon Esau. They're being brought upon our enemies, right? Let's get that real quick. This is Deuteronomy 30:7, and it reads, And Yahawah thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. Now, the YT man, the Edomites, is the number one perpetrator of doing that, of hating us consistently, and pushing an atmosphere of hate towards us, wherever we go, because he runs the world. So, therefore, as he runs the world, we will never have a voice on the UN. Well, fuck that. We just, hey, Yahawashi gonna come and take the crowns off of all you kings, okay? And we're gonna rule all you nations. Y'all had y'all chance, and y'all appointed time to rule and go forth and do this and make these decrees and declare this and do all of that. And you didn't want to involve the true rulers and judges of the earth, okay? So therefore, when it's our time, you're not getting no say, all right? It's fair. You never gave us no representation, right? So these curses are going to be put upon these individuals. You're going to see Esau with baby mama drama, right? Esau leaving his family. Esau working a job and working a job for our corporations and not being able to make ends meet. Okay? Check the check. This is what's going to happen to this damn devil. Right? Back to Jeremiah 49 and 9. If grape gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Right? Meaning that these individuals are going to be, as the scriptures say, if they produce, it is for the sword. Okay? So the only reason you see Edomites being born right now is to be put to the sword, is to be put in chains, is to be destroyed in nuclear fire, man, ICBM missiles, right? So their future is that of fire and that of chains and that of servitude, as well as these other heathen nations, you know. And Shalom, Yahawah, Sham, Yahawashi, Barak, Ahtham, to all you brothers in the comment board, all right? And Shalom, I see my brother down there, all right? Strive for the mastery. Shalom, Ak. Good to see you, man. All right, I'll see you in a minute. My brothers out in El Paso. All right, so Esau, right, getting back to this coalition, this Gulf coalition, Esau has their hands in the UAE, in Qatar, in Bahrain, in Kuwait. This is why Iran attacked their bases. If Esau has a base in a country, he's embedded with those nations, and those nations are in bed with him. They're working together. They have an alliance. That's what an alliance is, right? Oh, let me come and build a base on your land. Esau has hella bases in Japan, okay? Many nations along the border of Russia. This is a main reason why Russia went at Ukraine, because they was trying to bring Ukraine into NATO and all of that to set it up. Therefore, what? NATO would be given nuclear weapons, and I mean, not NATO, but Ukraine would be given nuclear weapons and stuff like that to easily reach Russia. So Russia was like, nah, y'all getting too close. I got to keep you at arm's length. I got to move you back, right? So this is what's going on. So, you know, America has their hand, and Israel, don't forget about them. They're in bed with all these so-called Middle Eastern nations. The Gulf Coalition. All right. Now, as we know, in 2nd Esdras, 15th chapter, hey, been reading it all week, and we're going to continue to read it because that's where we at. This is 2nd Esdras 15 and 29. Where the nations of the dragons of Arabia shall come out with many chariots, and the multitude of them shall be carried as the wind upon earth, that all they which hear them may fear and tremble. So the dragons of Arabia, these Ishmaelite nations, they're eventually going to rise up against Esau. And they're going to join Iran, right? Iran is trying to sway them to join them. He's like, look, we fighting you, and the devil ain't even trying to help you. He's not providing air defense, okay? He doesn't care about you. He's leaving you unguarded. You know, can't you see, right? And what you're going to see in those regions where, you know, every so-called bad bitch, every ratchet, she want to go to Dubai, all right? She want to go to Abu Dhabi. She want to go to these type of places. Tourism is dead. It's cut. And what is that? That's a lot of their money. It's going to be cut. A lot of their finances is cut. These are where your so-called elite go and vacation. They got villas there. They got yachts. They got mansions. They got all this type of stuff in these lands. All right? It's a home away from home for them. But this right now, this home away from home has been turned into a hell or a war zone for all these individuals. And I love it. We love to see it. This is where the main battle is going to be taking place, man, over there in that area, really the valley of Yahawashi, Yahweh's judgment. So verse 30, also the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power shall they come and join battle with them. So with who? With the Ishmaelites. So Elam and Ishmael are going to get together. Right? Iran will eventually be successful in convincing these dragons of Arabia to fight with them. Right? So we ain't caring what your war analyst says or your expert or we care what the scriptures say. Okay? Your little funny looking dude on CNN can't tell me shit about what's about to take place on this planet, man. Okay? This is the will of Yahawah Sham Yahawashi, which is taking place. Verse 30 again. Also the Carmanians. Now Carmanians, look that up. That's ancient day Persians. Okay? Which the Persians are the Iranians. And they know it. The whole world knows it. You gotta be living under a rock if you don't know it. These are the Persians. Alright, which also biblically that would be Elam, the Elamites. Okay, so the Carmanians raging in wrath shall go forth as the wild boars of the wood, and with great power they shall come and join battle with them, and shall waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians. Now, right there, that would be talking in reference to America. Okay, because this is who the threat is. I know the Assyrian Empire is no longer in that power of where it used to be or nothing like that. Okay, this is in reference to America. How many times the scriptures talks about Egypt, that's in reference to America. Assyria in reference to America. It's just all these different nations, Rome, okay, Babylon, right? In different contexts and different things, it's referring to America. It's not referring to those ancient empires. And we broke that down many of times. Okay, so these nations will go and waste a portion of the land of the Assyrians or the Edomites. All right, this nation that is ruling at this point in time. And then shall the dragon have the upper hand, remembering their nature, and they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Then these shall be troubled, bled, and kept silence through their power, and shall flee. And from the land of the Assyrians shall the enemy besiege them, and consume some of them, and in their host shall be fear and dread and strife among their kings. Right? So these devils are gonna these dragons, which these heathens, whatever, it's like a lesser of the two evils in a sense, because Yahawah is using them to fight them, right? Like he's gonna use the Edomites, which are the Russians, also to fight some Edomites. You have a house divided. So he's using whoever to fight whoever, but at the end of the day, they all going in the chains. Right? That's their conclusion. That's their destiny. Okay? So these dragons, let's read 31 again. And then shall the dragons have the upper hand, remembering their nature. And if they shall turn themselves, conspiring together in great power to persecute them. Esau is being once again what? Exposed. All right? He keeps painting a picture. I sat here and watched the Trump broadcast the other day, yesterday, and he's like, yeah, the war is good. We got the greatest military. We're winning. We're winning. They can't see us. They can't touch us. He's just talking and keep going on and lying and lying and lying when the footage does not reveal that. Okay? So this devil, once again, is just, he's trying to cover his tracks and do this and that, but nobody's believing what you're saying. When, yeah, Western media can post all the propaganda and the bullshit that it wants to push, but once you outsource and you check out Middle Eastern news broadcasters, all this type of stuff that's not full of the American juice, then you're going to get the real story. You're going to see that they're not actually winning the war. All right? So let's go back to Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. This is how you can research, if you actually be diligent, you can research and see that Esau is in bed with these nations. Like we said, they have an alliance. But furthermore, it goes into the UAE is heavy on producing semiconductors, which are CHIPs. So they're all joined together in the same mindset of chipping the world. Okay, this is a main place where the digital currency is going to be pushed out. All right, all of that is going to be pushed out. All those countries have a central bank. Okay, that's to be noted. You know, they're on the program. Who doesn't have a central bank in the scenario? Iran, right? So that's the main thing right there that should be noted as well. So what's the reason that they're really fighting? It's not because what Trump says, that Iran is a terrorist. I ain't never did shit to me. You know? Dang, man. I gotta go in a minute. But they're not a terrorist, okay? But they're being painted and slandered as a terrorist. All right? They're being made to look like that. And they're being projected to be like that when they're not that. Now that's what Esau is good at. Painting and changing the perspective of somebody and a nation and a country and a people, to paint them as such when they're not that. Now let's go to Joel 3 real quick. And I'm gonna begin to wrap it up. Cause I forgot my mom's gonna be here with the kids in a minute. Alright. This is get down. Verse 7, Joel 3 and 7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabines, to a people far off, for Yahawah hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Look at North Korea. Look at Iran. All right, they're now in a position to get down. All right, look at Russia's in a position where, you know, they're backing that old spirit. China's in a position where they can mess with whoever they want to. Okay, these Hamitic nations are rising up because they're being guarded by Russia, as it speaks of in Ezekiel the 38th chapter. So these weak nations that 10 years ago wouldn't dare think about coming at America, now they're being put in a position screaming DTA. That's what the whole entire planet is going to be screaming, man. DTA. You know what that means. So this is the mindset. And then you got America's own allies, which are gonna be on that same vibration, according to Revelation 17 and 16. Okay, and we see little skirts of that with Spain and Turkey considering joining BRICS, you know, and these type of things that's going on. So, hey, everything is changing, and it's about to be a world at war. Okay, with everybody really. Well, you got Israel, they just got banned from flying over any Nordic countries. So now they have no way to travel to New York due to all they labeled as an international criminal. The country of Israel, their diplomats, their politicians, their prime ministers, whatever. Okay? So they can't even leave their country and go here or go there. Nobody wants them to visit. All right? But America is still rocking with them, you know? But everywhere else, it's like, You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, I gotta wrap it up. All right, my mom's got here quicker than I thought. So hey, with that being said, Yahawah come and, you know, finish this lesson up, because I had a lot more to get into. All right, but hey, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, by Sham, Yahawashi, by Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of the great millstone. Shalom to the Lord, so for elect. As always, Kwame Yasha Allah and Ababa Bar to his wicked kingdom. Shalom, shalom.